Speaking to Semantic Memory by Nathan, Rosario, Ali, and Yadira. When looking at a multitude of words, or one in particular, like the one shown here, do you ever notice that your brain associates many properties with that word? Well, this process is called semantic memory. Today, we will be discussing the role of semantic memory and how it functions as a tool of language, as well as the organizations that make up semantic memory, as it is considered a network structure. Semantic memory is a very important component of long-term memory, which allows us to store and retrieve knowledge about words, meanings, and understandings of concepts. Semantic memory allows us to comprehend language, communicate effectively through speech, and understand the context of our environment. So, what is semantic memory?
Semantic memory includes acquired knowledge about the world and is fundamental for most human activities. It is a form of memory that deals with general knowledge, including facts, concepts, and vocabulary. Some of the main features of semantic memory include
storage of factual and conceptual knowledge, is independent of personal experiences, and language comprehension and communication. Before we can explain how semantic memory works as a component of language, you must understand a possible organization that makes up semantic memory. The semantic structure. Semantic memory is considered to be organized hierarchically. Many influential models, such as Collins and Quinlan, show that semantic memory is organized from superordinates, this being such things as the word animal, to ordinate this being an explanation of that word, such as cat or dog, back to subordinate. As you can see, cascading associations of words occur when one word triggers a chain of related word associations in the mind. However, there may be limitations to the cascading model. For example, abstract concepts like love are not accounted for, suggesting that some word relationships may not be clearly represented within the hierarchical structure. Additionally, the model notes an apparent effect of hierarchical distance, which might explain why words like love and dog co-occur more frequently than dog and animal, despite the latter being more closely related in a taxonomic sense. Although this model was not based on neurobiological specificity, fMRI evidence indicates that different regions of the lateral temporal lobe are activated depending on the level of specificity of the information being processed.
Semantic memory plays a fundamental role in how we process language. It enables us to understand words, sentences, and entire conversation by linking new information with our existing knowledge. Some of the mechanisms that contribute to how semantic memory works for language processing is lexical access, the ability to retrieve word meanings from memory. Semantic networks, words and concepts are connected in an organized structure, and spreading activation. When one concept is activated, related concepts are also activated. The role of semantic memory in communication. Effective communication relies on semantic memory to interpret meanings, recognize synonyms, and understand context. Semantic memory also helps with following conversations and making inferences, also with understanding metaphors and idioms and recognizing synonyms. However, miscommunication can often occur when semantic memory is impaired, such as individuals with language disorders like aphasia. Some examples of semantic memory in communication are understanding metaphors and idioms, recognizing synonyms and antonyms, following conversation, and making inferences.
Primary progressive aphasia, also referred to as semantic dementia, results in cases where brain damage occurs in the inferior frontal gyrus, Broca's area, and the posterior temporal lobe, Wernicke's area. Loss of gray matter volume and white matter tracts affects semantic memory systems in the brain, which leads to progressive loss of language skills and conceptual knowledge. Patients present symptoms such as difficulty encoding nouns, naming objects, and repeating function words. While aphasia affects language processing, an interesting study found it can also affect communication in the form of artistic expression. In Japan, there is an art form of traditional flower arrangements known as ikebana. A 70-year-old female ikebana artist was diagnosed with semantic variant primary progressive aphasia. Before the onset of her disease, her floral compositions were asymmetrical, subtle, and imperfect, typical characteristics of traditional ikebana. However, after the disease, her designs completely changed, becoming symmetrical, bold, and less varied in form. Her idea of flower became narrow. This suggests that her artistic expression was affected by the loss of abstract concepts like imperfection and became repetitive, indicating being stuck on what is familiar and unable to create unique elaborations.
Applications and importance of semantic memory in language. Semantic memory is essential in various fields, including educational, artificial intelligence, and cognitive therapy. Understanding the role of semantic memory in language is important so we can improve education methods, enhance AI language processing, and aid in treating language disorders. Specifically, how semantic memory is involved in these key applications are for education, it enhances the vocabulary that is acquired and reading comprehension. For AI, it is how it develops more advanced language models. And lastly, for cognitive therapy, it is by helping assist individuals with memory or language impairments.
Semantic memory is a critical aspect of language processing that enables us to understand words, meanings, and concepts. It plays a prominent role in communication, learning, and cognitive function. By studying semantic memory, we can improve language education, develop better AI, and support individuals with language-related conditions.
Thanks for watching.